Good morning, students. Let us continue our topic nuclear reactor. In this, our new topic is nuclear fission. F-I-S-S-I-O-N. Nuclear fission. Nuclear fission. What is a fission? Fission means the splitting of nucleus. Here the nuclear fission means the heavy nucleus is splits into two or more nuclei to get the stability. That is a nuclear fission. Nuclear fission means, now here we write the definition for the nuclear fission. We write the equation. Suppose if you take a heavy nucleus, let it be 90 uranium-235. When it is ordered with the slow neutron,
This is the nucleus. When it is bombarded with the slow moving neutron, it splits into barium whose mass number is atomic number is 56 and mass number is 141. And krypton is 36 and 92. 36 and 92. And we are having 3 neutrons and 100 MeV of energy released. 200 energy is released. This is a nuclear fission. Look at here. When a heavy nucleus like uranium is bombarded with the slow-moving neutron. Slow-moving neutrons is also called thermal neutrons. Slow-moving neutrons are also called thermal neutrons. The heavy nucleus is bombarded with the slow-moving neutron. It splits into 2 or more. Here, the barium and krypton. 2 or more nuclei with the liberation of 3 neutrons and producing a 200 MeV of energy and producing 200 MeV of energy. This is called nuclear fission. Listen carefully the definition. When a heavy nucleus is bombarded with a slow-moving neutron, it splits into 2 or more comparable nuclei with the liberation of 3 neutrons and some energy. So that is the definition. When a heavy nucleus bombarded with a moving neutron, It splits into 2 or more comparable nuclei with the liberation of 3 neutrons and some energy is called nuclear fission. When a heavy nucleus is bombarded with the slow-moving neutrons, it splits into 2 or more comparable nuclei with the liberation of 3 neutrons and some energy. What happens? Suppose if you take a nucleus that is a uranium in the form of a sphere, when it is bombarded with a slow-moving neutron, due to the intermolecular forces, this spherical shape is converted into elliptical shape. This spherical shape is converted into elliptical shape. Due to the Coulomb repulsion forces in that body, in that nuclei, it is converted into dumbbell shape. These repulsion forces are more than that of nuclear forces. Then it splits into 2 nuclei. Let it be barium and krypton. This is the process what happening there internally actually. This is about the nuclear fission.
The nuclear fission can occur at normal temperature and normal pressure. This is occurs at normal temperature and normal pressure. By using this phenomena, we can manufacture atom bomb. By using these concepts, the bombs are made. Atoms are by these concepts. Okay, this is a nuclear. Our next topic is nuclear
chain reaction. Nuclear chain reaction.
Nuclear chain reaction. What is a chain reaction? Nuclear chain reaction. Chain reaction. Nuclear chain reaction. What is a nuclear reaction? Here, when a heavy let it be a neutron. This neutron is bombarded with the uranium. We know 3 neutrons are produced. 3 neutrons. Again, this neutron bombarded with the uranium. It splits into further 3. Here also it splits into further 3. Again, this is a bombarded the uranium having more. This is a bomb.
The chain reaction will continue until the mass of the uranium remains. Becomes empty. So, this is called a chain reaction. This chain reaction depends on neutron multiplication factor. Neutron multiplication factor. Neutron multiplication factor K. What is neutron multiplication factor? The number of neutrons present in the present generation. To the number of neutrons present in the previous generation. It is a ratio. Neutron multiplication factor is a ratio. It is a ratio of number of neutrons present in the generation to the number of neutrons present in the previous generation. Suppose if you take this one, here we have 3 neutrons. Here we have 9 neutrons. The presentation is 9 neutrons. For that one, the previous generation is 3 neutrons. If this value, if K is less than 1, chain reaction does not continue. Chain reaction does not continue. This state is called subcritical state. Suppose if K equal to 1, this is steady chain reaction continues. Steady chain reaction. This is called critical state. This is used in nuclear reactor. This concept is used in nuclear reactor. If K is greater than 1, uncontrolled chain reaction, this becomes uncontrolled chain reaction. This is called supercritical state. This phenomena is used in the manufacture of atom bomb. This is about the chain reaction. What is a chain reaction means? Here, when a neutron is bombarded with the uranium, first state it can produce 3 neutrons. Next state again, which is a reaction with the uranium, which can produce another 9. That becomes like this: 3, 9, 27, 3 multiples. It becomes 3 multiples. So
It's like a chain. That's why the scientists named as a chain reaction. Scientists named as a chain reaction. Chain reaction. Chain reaction can be depends on a neutron multiplication factor. Depends on the neutron multiplication factor. What is the neutron multiplication factor? It's a K. K, it is the ratio of the number of neutrons in the present generation to the number of neutrons in the previous generation. If its value is less than 1, then the chain reaction does not continue. That state is said to be subcritical state. If this value is equals to K is equals to 1, this is called steady chain reaction. This state is said to be critical state. This concept, this phenomena used in the nuclear reactor. Next, if K is greater than 1, this is called uncontrolled chain reaction. That is called supercritical state, which is used in the manufacture of atom bombs. Now, so let us see a next topic. Nuclear fission. Nuclear fusion. Already we discussed about the fission. Now, fusion. Nuclear fusion. Fuse means add up. Nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion. Fusion is suppose you take a proton or whatever it is, H2 plus 1 H2, which gives rise to 2He4
plus 2 1E0 plus gamma plus 26 MeV of energy. Here we have a single stable nucleus. By fusing two or more lighter nuclei, here we are considering the two lighter nuclei are do not. These fuse becomes a heavy nucleus, becomes a stable base. This is said to be nuclear fusion. Means when a single stable nucleus, the formation of single stable nucleus by fusing two or more lighter nuclei is called a nuclear fusion. It's called nuclear fusion. The formation of single stable nucleus by fusing two or more lighter nuclei. Two or more lighter nuclei is called nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion. What are the conditions required to occur a fusion? Condition. What is that condition? The temperature should be 10 to the power of 6 Kelvin. This much of temperature not available atmosphere. This much of temperature we can see in sun and stars. This much of energy 10 to the power of 6 Kelvin is nearly it's a 1 lakh degree centigrade temperature, that can occur at only sun and stars. So this how much energy is released in the sun and stars by calculating by using nuclear fusion. So the energy in the sun and stars only because of this nuclear fusion. The most abundant element in the sun's atmosphere is helium. Why? Because always here it is said to be thermonuclear reactions. Always thermonuclear reactions are going there and produces a helium. So the most abundant element in the sun's atmosphere is a helium. The condition is the temperature it should be at 10 to the power of 6 Kelvin. Temperature should be 10 to the power of 6 Kelvin. This is a nuclear fusion. Next, we will see the differences between nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. Differences between nuclear fission and fusion. Fission and fusion. Here it is a nuclear fission, nuclear
fission, here nuclear fusion, nuclear fusion. Number one, first we should write the definitions. What is the fission? When a heavy nucleus is bombarded with the slow-moving neutrons, splits into two or more comparable nuclei with the liberation of 3 neutrons and some energy. Here, the formation of single stable nucleus by fusing 2 or more lighter nuclei is called nuclear fission. So we write the definitions for this and for this. We write the definitions. And next one is we write the equations for the nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. When a heavy nucleus is bombarded with 90 uranium 255 is added with the neutron splits into barium plus krypton plus 3 neutrons and some energy.
Here also 1 neutron plus 1 neutron, which gives rise to 2He4 plus positron. 1E0 is called positron and some energy is released. This is.
It occurs at normal temperature and normal pressure. Normal temperature and normal pressure. And normal pressure. Next, this occurs at high temperature. High temperature, 10 to the power of 6 Kelvin and a high pressure.
High pressure. By using this concept, we can develop atom bomb. Atom bomb.
By using this nuclear fission, we can produce hydrogen bomb. Hydrogen bomb. Hydrogen bomb. It is controlled. It is controlled. It is uncontrolled. It is uncontrolled. In this 200 MeV of energy is released. 200 MeV of released. Here 26 MeV of energy is released. Here the 26 MeV of energy is released. This is the basic difference between the nuclear fission and fusion. Now, look at here. Fission and fusion. First we write the first definition as a difference as a definition. When a heavy nucleus is bombarded with a slow-moving neutron, it splits into 2 or more comparable nuclei with the liberation of 3 neutrons and some energy. Here it is. The formation of single stable nucleus by fusing 2 or more lighter nuclei. Here we can write the equation. Heavy nucleus bombarded with slow-moving neutron splits into barium and krypton. 3 neutrons are produced. Here it is 2 lighter nuclei. Neutrons are fused up to form a stable nucleus and with the liberation of some energy. But this nuclear fission will be conducted at normal temperature, normal pressure. But for this nuclear fusion, it have 10 to the power of 6 Kelvin temperature and high pressure also. This concept is used in the manufacture of atom bombs, but this concept is used in the manufacture of hydrogen bombs. It is a controlled reaction. It is an uncontrolled uncontrolled reaction. Here it is a 200 MeV of energy is released, but here in the case of 26 MeV of energy is released. These are the differences between nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. Next, our next topic is a nuclear reactor, which carries an 8 marks, which is the 21st question in our question paper, which is a very important. Without that question, there is no question paper. It's a damn sure question and a damn important. It's a very important question. All you people learn carefully. Thank you for today. We'll meet with the next topic in the next class. Thank you very much.